and the working moms who love their jobs but would like to work just a little less to spend more time with the kids. But that's just out of the question with this economy.
And it was ladies' night last night at the Republican National Convention. The GOP trying to get out the women's vote. A string of female representatives of the party last night speaking, trying to dispel this notion that the Republicans are against women. That's where we're starting today, this morning on the Market Hub. Good morning, I'm Paul Vigna, joined by John McKinnon, who is down at the convention in Florida, covering it obviously for the Journal. Good morning, John. Let me ask you just broadly, what did we learn last night from this string of female speakers?
Well, I think we learned that the Republicans are trying to make a case to the American people that really, if there's a war on women, it's unfortunately the Obama administration that is waging it. That's a message that they're basing on the fact that the down economy, the sluggish economy, has been very tough on working women and single mothers and just generally middle-class families. And so they were trying to make the point that, the Obama administration bears the blame for this economy, and Romney is the guy who can turn it around.
Right. But that kind of seems like their general argument for everything. Forget just women. I mean, that's their general argument, and that's a fine argument. But how does that specifically address women voters as opposed to just you and me and everybody else?
I think that they're making the point that there's a segment of society, single mothers and working mothers, who have suffered a lot in this economy, and they cited some statistical evidence to back this point up, that segment, that demographic, has been especially hard hit in this economy. And Ann Romney was making the point that just about everything seems to be going up in price, and other speakers pointed to the unemployment rate for this demographic, the number of women who have lost jobs. I think there's certainly other statistics to point to that would suggest that certain male demographics have also suffered, but they're at least trying to make the rhetorical point that single mothers, working mothers have been taking a hit.
Right. Hey, John, did any of them mention Todd Akin? I didn't get a chance to watch every single speech last night. I put my son to bed, eat dinner, that kind of stuff. Did any of them mention Todd Akin? Because it seems like the real crux of this issue about Republicans being against women comes down to abortion, and especially what Representative Akin said the other week. Did any of them address that head on?
Like you, I didn't hear every single word of every speaker, but no one that I listened to, and I listened to a lot of them yesterday, no one mentioned Mr. Akin, and nobody that I recall really got into those sorts of very troubling beliefs or issues. And I think that was very purposeful on the speaker's parts. I think they're trying to stay away from social issues in general that are very divisive between some men and women. And so I think they were really trying to stay focused on economic concerns.
Right, which is well, fine and good. But the real issue is it comes down to Todd Akin. And while you can say that his understanding of biology is less than a 10th grader, his positions on abortion are pretty much standard within the party, right?
That's true, but you have to keep in mind, I think, to some degree, that even Mitt Romney has expressed some slight variances from the official party platform. So I think that the Republicans are trying to suggest, without talking about it a lot, that there's room for disagreement, and that it's, if not a big tent, at least a bigger tent than you might think from reading the platform.
Right. Hey, John, let's talk for a second about Ann Romney, because I did watch her speech.
But you're right, it's an uncomfortable.
Right. Hey, John, let me just ask you, what was the reaction to Ann Romney's speech? Because she seemed to do very well. What are they saying this morning about her?
I've talked to a couple of people this morning who were in the room who said that it was just an extraordinary moment, and that people in the stands were weeping openly. I thought, watching on TV, I thought I saw Mitt himself getting a little bit emotional, a little bit even weepy, And this is not the kind of thing that people associate with Mitt Romney, the private equity executive. So it was an extraordinary moment. I thought she did very, very well, yeah.
Yeah, all right, good. Listen, John, stay with us. We're going to talk to you about another issue in a second.